in the fourth or fifth round. I'm a little bit shocked. I thought Brock might have got to him early, but you know what? Kane's a hell of a fighter, and he did a hell of a job.
Do you think, considering the size difference, that he'd be able to manhandle him like that?
No, I didn't think so. I think Brock's strength and size would overmatch him. I thought he would have to go into a cardio battle, and I'm actually very surprised.
It's almost like you're at a loss for words here.
You want to do it?
It was Brock Lesnar right there. What did you just say to him?
It's kind of a personal thing. I think maybe he needs to. I think he needs to train a little harder.
Are you guys cool?
Personal.
So why'd you mention it during a television interview?
Because he's hyping. They're hyping something.
Something's
that's
going
good.
on.
Yeah, that
I think he was saying, like, do you want to do it? Like, are we still going out to that movie afterwards?
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Like, you want to do it?
Yeah.
Something. Yeah, drive on. Who's calling
And
it?
look, as far as I'm concerned, whenever you use the word doing it,
it's always sex.
that's right, because
That's what I think.
earlier,
Yeah,
Ginger
doing
asked me that question, and I
want to do it.
you want to do it?
Do we have the
We're
candy?
finally kill this tension between us.
Danny, we got the candy or what?
As it turns out, all the candy has been eaten.
Oh,
But
E-Rock.
I did find a vuvuzela.
She's not gonna melt that. Come on.
Maybe she could
Come on.
blow it or something.
Yeah, you know. Do you queef?
Do I what?
Queef?
Ew.
I see that we got the vuvuzela, so I'm thinking. I'm just trying
And
to
you
think on the
queef
spot.
on command.
Occasionally every woman queefs, but if you're a regular queefer, you probably have a really big puss. I've
we don't wanna
queefed.
start
I can
that
think of once in like the last couple of years.
Damn.
So
we
no,
basically
I'm not.
want you to play that with your pussy.
I,
We're trying here.
Yeah, the next
I'm trying
World
to
Cup
think of
comes in
something
3.5
here, too.
years.
Huh?
Next
very
World
hard to
Cup
do.
is in 3.5 years. We
Yeah.
want to start getting the fan base moving.
We have. I hear that there's candy en route.
Oh, candy
okay.
en
En route.
In the meantime, Mick, what's in the book? What do you got in there? I know you've written a lot of books. What's this one about?
I'm thinking about the candy.
Can I see the book? This is called
Yeah, go
filler,
ahead,
Mick. Until the candy arrives, we don't really even give a shit
Hey,
about you and your book.
there's some of those sensitive stories you guys tease me about.
Yeah.
I covered up with some sophomoric humor and some violence, but I try to make some serious. I do make some serious points in there, and have a couple chapters I'm really proud of. And there's a chapter about visiting that little boy in West Africa that you guys hounded me endlessly.
Yeah,
This is not a novel. This is real.
Yeah. This is.
Oh, okay, I
It's
thought
like a
it was a
6-week journal. Takes you behind the scenes to the build up as I try to get ready to take on Sting. So it's similar in feel to the last one I did, but it's a completely different story because everybody involved is completely different. Different company. It's my first post WWE book.
Oh, right.
Even though WWE mentioned my book 3 times.
Yeah, what was that
on
about?
their show?
What's going on
You know
there?
what? I think I just came out and defended Linda McMahon from the criticism of her being associated with us because I took that kind of personally. Like,
Yeah,
Like-
she really did. Like, I thought it was ridiculous that what's his name? Friggin' old Dick Blumenthal. Thank you.
yeah.
Was using the WWF and WWE against her, like she's the one.
She kicked she kicked Jim Ross in the genitals, and that's being shown
It's like,
on
stop.
the air as reason why she wouldn't make a good candidate.
Yeah,
I mean, it was ugly. I was in Florida for the World Series, and you had to sit through like back to back to back to back negative campaign ads about the same candidates, whether it be one about this one running for governor, counter it with the other one. It appears to be the same voiceover guy doing every negative ad in the country.
Best. They got through by lying. And then the music, the ominous music that they've.
That was like in California. Everybody running for governor. You didn't know what anybody stood for. All you knew was just everybody was evil.
Everyone else
evidently
was a
who was
scumbag,
running.
yeah. And then they just tell you like. This guy, and then the music goes ding 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 ding, and this guy's got 3 children, and he's been married for 18 years, and it's a wonderful guy, but nothing about platform or anything. And the other guys are all scumbags.
All right, let me see.
Liars,
Norton came
cheats.
across something. What do we have?
No, Jimmy.
What do we have?
It was just
Came across his leg looking at Ginger.
I see the look Jimmy's giving.
I happen to open up Countdown to Lockdown 22 days, and I open up on March 28th. On board Continental Flight 1033 New York to Houston. I've taken that flight many times. And I'm looking, and this is what jumps out at me. You were thinking that was a long way to go for free, and that you thought they were going to fly you in coach.
Yeah.
And then she said, we love you, we're flying you first class. You don't always fly first class. You're Mick Foley. You're a wrestler.
I do sometimes. I mean, when it's official wrestling business, TNA, WWE. But I'm looking now at going over to the UK on the 10th. I've got a Daily Show spot. I'm going to be the guest on the Daily Show the 10th. Nice. And I'll have to leave what hopefully will be a triumphant moment and then sit in 27C all the way to London.
Why?
Man, because I'm funding the trip myself. And while I make a great argument to the people I work for that I deserve to sit in business, when it comes to actually footing the bill myself,
Are you
I'll
a cheapskate?
suffer in silence. Oh, man, I'm legendary.
I'm
legendary.
I love it.
I think I have
Yeah.
heard that he's a legendary
Yeah.
cheapskate.
Yeah, you're a cheapskate.
Why?
Well, you know, if you look,
Don't you have miles you can upgrade with?
I've been working on it, man. It's hard, Norton.
Yeah, but dude, first class and business class tickets in defense are just so ridiculous.
They really are expensive, but
they are.
when you're
Get that extra $2,000 on your credit card.
I know.
It's like,
This is an 8-hour trip. I mean, I
He's
can
Mick
suffer
Foley.
a book. Ginger's creating memories for me now that I'm going to refer to over there. And if you see, I donated the advance, 100% of the advance to two groups that work with victims of sexual abuse. This is where I drag your show down here.
drag your show. What do you mean? You're sexying it up.
It's half the female guests we've had on this show.
So you
if it wasn't for those creeps, we wouldn't have the freaks coming on here.
Yeah,
One of the groups is RAIN, Rape, Abuse, Incest National Network.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Opie.
And the other one is the group that I sponsor kids through. The money involved goes to victims of rape from the.
Wow.
But my daughter, read the flap cover. That's where they learned that Dad was donating the money. She was all over me, like, how can you be so cheap at home and then give all your money
That
away?
is a good point.
Oh.
Why is that?
Yeah, can we talk about your cheapness? What do you do at home
Is that
that
an
drives your
OCD
kids?
thing?
That
It's a
drives your
Catholic
kids
upbringing.
nuts.
I have not purchased anything for myself for years.
Why,
I bought two
Why?
pairs of $15 warm-up pants because I'm on a book tour and I had to look good.
But why, Mick? It's odd. You're not broke, are you? You have money?
No. I like making money. I like saving it. I like investing
Looking
it.
at
I
it.
like giving it to places, but I don't like spending.
But how your family notice? Are you cheap with them too?
Cheaper than they'd like.
No, I want examples
That's
of
an
that.
OCD type of thing.
Of course it is.
There's a weird, because I knew a guy like Jason, who was obsessively cheap to the point where it was sociopathic.
Right.
Like it wasn't just like being smart; it was being ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it was weird. It's like you're not enjoying your money. Like, what are you doing?
Well,
Like,
I'm not nearly as bad as I used to be, because I was one of those guys who would. I mean, I was a WWE champion, and I was sleeping on couches of fans or on the cot at the Red Roof. And you want to know, this is what made me. I'll be honest. This is the moment where I changed. This was like a defining moment for me. I slept on a couch in St. Louis, and that morning, like it must have been 15, 20 horrible-looking people coming over, knocking on the door, and I was like, well, I had the belt. I was like, well, they probably just want to see the champ. I shouldn't look down on people, no matter how scummy they may look and how early they're getting over here. And 2 days later, my friend from St. Louis calls me up to apologize for all the people coming over. I said, well, that's all right. They probably wanted to see the belt, meet the champ. And he goes, no, they weren't there to see you. And I said, what were they there for? And he said, my girlfriend's a crack dealer. And at that point, I was like, maybe the Red Roof doesn't look so.
but why did you put yourself through that? The unpleasantness of that, even if they were fans.
Yeah, because you can get a really cheap hotel. Which
But why would you?
And I've
safer than-
laid in those.
What's the use of money if you're not like living
Because you
great.
know what, you never knew when it was going to run out. That was the problem.
Yeah,
You
so what-
never knew.
You
But
still
so what
don't
if it did?
sleep with
You
your
couldn't be
fans,
any
Nick.
worse. If it ran out, you already know you can sleep with fans.
That's what I just said. You still don't sleep with your fans. I
I don't get it.
Do
It's,
you sleep with your
No, you sleep with your
No,
fans.
I really
oh, you
don't.
fuck them and then leave. Then I go to my 5-star hotel suite. I leave them in their fucking shitty Datsun.
But I will. All right, in my defense, back when WWE when they had me doing something promotional, they'd pick up the tab.
Sure.
And they were putting me in lesser hotels than they would the other talent.
Oh shit!
And then
See,
I
you fucked
said,
yourself.
and they said, well, we knew you didn't like classy hotels, and I said, no, I myself may not be classy, but I have no problem in staying in a classy hotel. I like the big hotels and the nice hotels, and
Oh,
if
yeah,
I've
they're
got
great.
miles. I'll spring for it.
They're
I'm pretty
write-offs,
good.
though, Mick. They're write-offs for business. They're all for your book tour. And it's like the reason I fly myself first is because most times other people fly me. So it's like I get fucking first. I get lucky in the contractual.
You know, when you're on a book tour, you know you're not getting paid, but you can eat whatever you want and bill it to the company. And I don't bill anything to the company.
Why?
And I just said, I say in this book, I said I'm sorry, I will not pay for $50 eggs, no matter who's paying for them. And I never have, and I never will.
That's a weird. I understand the idea of being smart with money, but it's like I get so lucky where I get flown. Like I'm not having to fly myself. So what? 5 or 6
dude, that
flights
comes
a
out
year.
of your end. That's going to come out of your end.
See, I need
But-
to move into
No,
what
when
you-
NBC flies me somewhere, or whatever. No,
Oh, not that. I mean, if you're doing like a stand-up gig, that's the thing.
I
I
get-
realize, like, when you sit there and you go into the green room and there's the whole spread that they
Yeah,
put
yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
it does come out of
That's
the-
all your money.
But that's why my deli trays are very small. I don't waste money. But when they give me X amount of dollars and then they give a flight buyout, I use that. And sometimes if it's 3 hours or less, I'll fly coach because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But long flights, fuck that. I'm 42. Like, what am I going to do with what am I wait until I'm 80 and I'm going to spend it all on one great blowjob? The fuck am I going to do with it? And I don't mean waste it on fucking $200,000 cars, but if you got to travel, you're a big dude.
Dude, I
man.
did that for like 2 months, thinking I was at the level I could fly first class, and I got that $6,000 credit card bill just in plane tickets, and I was just like, yeah, I think I'll sit in the back.
100% write-off, though. 100%
I got it.
write-off.
If it's longer than 6 hours, if I'm flying overseas, then I'll do it. Other than that, I'll sit there with my knees in my chest.
Well, you guys that are flying all the time, it is crazy to just pay for yourself in first class.
Florida's a waste
There's a
because
lot.
you don't really
Yeah.
get a meal.
No.
It's not. I'm not. If it's $300 or $900, I'm not going to spend $900 to go to Florida. It's stupid.
Yeah, but he doesn't even buy clothes for himself.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
But yet
about
here's
that.
the paradox.
We're not even close to
I will
normalcy
not buy.
here.
I will not buy clothes myself, but I will risk half the money I've made in my life to have Ginger Lynn sitting on my lap on video.
There you go. See?
Writhing uncontrollably.
See? Oh,
So there we go.
How many books?
Say goodbye to that money.
Hold on.
I'm not selling this.
Someone outside the studio saying someone has to go and they're getting really obnoxious about it.
Who is it? Me?
Sorry.